Unfortunately or fortunately, I couldn't figure out how to turn on the microphone. I spent 20 minutes doing that and I don't have more time to do that, so you'll have to listen to me while I'm sitting in this paradise on the beautiful island of Gili and listen to the birds, maybe a little bit of music in the background. But I think it's very fitting for this video because we're gonna talk about acceptance and gratitude and a lot of things today that if you understand, you know how to hack this life. This life, our planet, works on specific set of rules. Just like in any game, there is a pattern, there is a game plan of how things work. And our lifetime is not an exception. Our experience on this planet is not an exception. If you go deep into that stuff, you're basically an avatar. You're living an experience in this reality, in this materialistic world. And your experience, your avatar, how things work in this reality have rules. Everything has rules. And today I'm here coming to you from this beautiful paradise to explain how some of these rules work. To explain and to share with you the life hacks, the tricks, the tips of how to transform your reality, how to achieve everything you want in life, how to have this beautiful magnetic energy that people are drawn to, and how to basically change anything you want to in your life. Without any further ado, let's start. Hi guys, my name is Valeria, and in this channel I talk about everything related to manifestations, self-help, self-improvement, everything to help you become your best self and build the reality that you want and make your dream life your reality. Make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm so grateful for your comments, for the appreciation. The energy exchange is incredible. Thank you so much to each and every one of you who shares, who likes, who comments, who shares their stories. I greatly appreciate that. Recently I've read this book that took me a while to find and to get my hands on, but in this book basically everything that I'm gonna talk about is described from a scientific point of view, and everything I'm gonna talk about is scientifically proven either by physics or psychology. I'm just trying to explain it to you in a simple language based on my experience, how I feel it, so that maybe it would be easier for you to understand. But if you want to read the book, feel free to find it in the description. I'm gonna link it, hopefully I won't forget. What I want to start with is a common misconception that I feel a lot of people have, a lot of people that I see in Bali, a lot of people that I know from other countries. My reality is I live in Bali. I moved here by myself. I was traveling since I was 16. I was traveling solo. I built this reality for myself because I really wanted to. It was my dream to come to Bali for a couple of years. And through circumstances, through certain experiences, through certain challenges, that became my reality that I'm very grateful for. But what I want to point out and what I want for you to pay your attention to is the fact that a lot of people unfortunately think that I'm in a state that I'm in, that I'm easy and flowy and happy more or less, and I'm charged with energy because I live in Bali, which is not the case. If you think about it, a lot of people who come to Bali don't like Bali. A lot of people who come to Bali don't find their happiness in Bali. Why does it happen? Because of one simple trick that if you understand, if you know how to practice and how to implement in your life, you will achieve anything. You will build your reality the way that you want it. The biggest mistake, the biggest misconception is thinking or believing that external factors, external experiences, anything external can influence your internal. It never works like that. You need to start influencing your internal in order for external to change. It only works like that. Yes, the external may affect the way you feel, but it doesn't change it. The world outside can simply amplify what you already have on the inside. All that you have outside is already inside you. You know how the light works in physics, yeah? The light is reflected in our eyes and we basically perceive the picture in our head. Everything that you see, everything that you feel is inside you. It's inside your head. So how can you expect for the outside circumstances to change something on the inside. It should work the other way around, and it only works the other way around. Understand that the fastest way to get things from the outside is to change things inside. When you change your inner state, when you change your belief, the world outside adjusts. It never works the other way around. That's why a lot of people, when they come to Bali, they hate everything about Bali. It's because no matter where they are, they will be unhappy because they don't have that state of happiness inside them. If you perceive the world with love, if you give the world your love, if you have this love deep inside, you'll receive this love from the world outside. If deep down you believe that you deserve happiness, you deserve love, you can earn a lot of money, that's what you will see as a proof from the outside world. That is what will be attracted to you. So number one is conscious perception of reality. Understand that everything you see, everything that you have outside is formed by what you have within. Start by changing your inner state. Start by changing your beliefs, the way you perceive the world. If you cannot have something, ask yourself, is there a belief in your head that you actually can't? And the trick is, you cannot just say, okay, I'm gonna believe that I can earn $1 million a month. Let's see whether it happens. That doesn't work like that. You cannot trick the universe. You need to genuinely believe it. You need to genuinely trust the universe, the process, for it to happen. A lot of researchers in psychology and even a specific branch of psychology has been researching that your experiences, your reality is shaped by your inner beliefs. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. The way it works is that you change your beliefs in order to affect your emotions and reactions. So the first, you change the negative thought pattern, which then changes your emotional response, which then changes your behavior, which in general changes how you perceive the situations. Nothing can affect you unless you let it affect you. Focus on positive aspects of life. Focus on thinking about positive things. I know it's very hard sometimes. There are situations when you cannot just think positively. But the trick is that you do not reject the negative things in your life. You do not reject the negativity. You just see the world as duality. Everything that happens that is perceived by you as bad has also a positive side. Just like everything that happens that is positive to you has a negative side. For example, you get a new job. That means that you have to leave your old colleagues. You have to move, you have to adjust in the new position. Everything has a good and a bad side. So when you try to focus on good things in negative situations, guess what happens? You won't get an emotional reaction that will make you feel worse. Even more than that, when you focus on good things, you vibrate on a high energetical level. And when you focus on good things, it's like you tune into a radio station, and more good things start to attract. Positive thoughts attract positive events. Positive thoughts attract positive people. It's like tuning into a radio station. If you tune into a positive energy, everything that you'll get from the outside world, everything that will notice you and will be attracted to you will be positive as well. So it will be people, it will be circumstances, it will be love that you get from the world outside. I like to perceive the world, I like to perceive everything around me with love. I love this world, I love this universe, I love places where I'm at, I love things that I'm doing. And what happens is that even unconsciously, I notice more positive things that just generate more love within me. If you love the world will love you back. Try to practice this exercise. Look around you for 10 seconds only and try to notice 3 red things. Now look back at the video. Supposedly 10 seconds passed. Now name me 5 blue things that are inside your room without looking. The thing is, people can't, because what they were focusing on is red things. That is how our mind works. When you think about focusing on red things, you will notice red things and you will not be able to notice blue things. And blue things are positive events, positive opportunities, positive people that might be attracted in your life but are just not in your perception because you're focusing on wrong things. The law of vibrations. Without going into semantics and into the details of that, low vibrations that keep you on low energies that attract bad things into your life, and there are high vibrations that attract good things into your life. Once again, like a radio station. Low vibrations include being addicted to something. It's very merchandised to us. It's very marketed to us because it keeps people on low vibrational levels. Fear, hatred, distrust, control, those are all low vibrations. This is how the matrix, the society, try to pull you down. This is how you can pull yourself down, by hating people, by being negative, even by being controlling. And that is something that I was trapped in, because when you're controlling, you're not trusting the universe, you're not trusting the outcome of the process. You're so anxious and so attached to the outcome that you're not letting things unfold. You're not believing that God, that universe has best outcome in mind for you. Quantum physics suggests and proves that everything is energy. Our thoughts, our emotions can influence our energetic state. Researches in psychoneuroimmunology suggest that our psychological states, our energy levels, can influence our physical self. Everything is connected in this world. When you act from the place of love, from the place of gratitude, which is high vibrational states, you attract health, you attract love into your life, you attract positive things. Happiness is a state of mind that can be chosen, that should be chosen by you. We are born in love, we are born with happiness in our heart. We just lose it somewhere along the way because our traumas and our experiences, our ego basically. The highest state of vibration is being connected to everything. This feeling of this unity with the world outside, with the universe outside, because we are only divided from other things by our ego. But in truth, you can feel connected to everything around you, to nature, to other people. And our ego is what produces fear, is what makes you want to control other people, control the outcome. Anxiety, our ego is only based on our lifetime experiences, on this lifetime that you have. But your higher self, your soul, it has the knowledge much bigger, much wider, much deeper that one experience can handle. So when you connect to that, when you connect to the trust, when you connect to knowing that you're here for a purpose, you're here to fulfill something in your life, to have a certain experience, you understand how unlimited the possibilities are. Be grateful for your life. You came to this world. You were born as you in a specific body to get a specific experience. I get shivers just by thinking about it. Another point that I want to mention about control is something that I faced and something that I'm still working on. I tend to like control. I tend to like control that I have over myself, over knowing what other people want to do, what other people are thinking basically, even though you can never guess that. The trick about control is, I'm gonna give you an example. My friend was planning a birthday party and she was so anxious about the outcome of this birthday party that she focused and she stressed about every small thing. The cake, the guest list, candles, presents, venue, everything. It turned out so big that by the time the birthday party came, she was so burned out and she was so unhappy about this birthday. Her anxiety and her need to control everything basically ruined the whole experience for her. Sometimes in relationships, we are trying to control other person because we're afraid we're gonna lose them, we're gonna lose their love. But just like with birthday party, sometimes our anxiety and our control is what ruins the whole experience, is what ruins the whole relationship. You can never know what's gonna happen, and all you can do is just trust that whatever happens is for the best. It's for you, and you can only control what's happening now. You can never predict from a million of outcomes how the other second can happen, what's gonna happen to you. So you can only focus on now. I know it's hard, I know I'm still working on that, but once you do, you can actually see that no matter what happens, the universe gives you the best outcome. It's like the story is being laid for a plane. You might perceive it as something negative, you'll be stressing about it, it might ruin your day, but then you realize that the plane crashed. There is no good or bad events in this life. There are only events that are meant to happen to you and are meant to give you a specific experience. Express gratitude more. Express how thankful you are more. Gratitude is one of the high vibrational states. Gratitude and love. When you're in a state of gratitude, you're in a state of receiving. Just think about it this way. Would you be more happy to give a present to a person that is very happy to get this gift that shows you a lot of love and a lot of appreciation, or give it to a person who's like, oh well, I didn't really need it. That's not really a nice gift. Of course, you'd be happy to give a present to a person who is very appreciative, who is very grateful. That's how the world sees you. When you're appreciative, when you're happy, when you're full of love, and you're full of gratitude, the world gives you more. The world wants to give you more. Last point that I wanted to point out, it's the mystery of secondary gains. Not even a mystery, but the pattern of having secondary gains in everything that you have in your life or in everything that you don't have in your life. Understand what benefits you gain from suffering, from being negative, from having shitty circumstances. For example, somebody who is constantly complaining about how busy they are, how their schedule is packed, how stressed they are. What their secondary gain might be. They might receive sympathy from other people. Other people might pay more attention to them and might comfort them more. They might look up to them and say, wow, you're working so hard. That is the secondary gain that the person has from working hard and stressing themselves out. I had a friend who was in a toxic relationship, and she had a friend group, and every person in that friend group was in a form of a toxic relationship as well. We attract the same people who have the same problems or have the same experiences as we do. So what they did is they gathered every weekend, they had a brunch, and all they did during the brunch is talk about their problems, talk about how shitty their boyfriends or husbands are, how they mistreat them, yada yada yada. When my friend exited the toxic relationship and she joined the brunch, she realized that she has nothing to share with these people. When she tried to share something positive, when she tried to share something good, she was basically rejected. She felt so odd there that she had to basically lose her friends and exit that friend group because they didn't have anything in common anymore. Maybe in some way you're not letting go of something because you're afraid you will lose people, you will lose connections, you will be that odd person. Successful people, people who achieve things, are only 1% of the world. It's harder for them to build meaningful relationships and friendships because there are not a lot of people who understand them. You always pick your poison yourself. You can either be in a shitty situation or you can change your life. You can become stronger, you can let go of that and become happier and get the life that you want. That is everything that I had for you today, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for joining. It was a pleasure having you here.